Really Legal. I'm attorney Ethan Bearman. So Donald Trump starts his criminal trial Monday, April 15th, 2024. Jury selection begins. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and what's next. So Donald J. Trump faces felony charges. It's going to trial in Manhattan. It concerns the alleged mislabeling of payments, miscategorization of those payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels just days before the 2016 election. She claims to have had an affair with Trump, and he paid her to not discuss it, allegedly. So Donald J. Trump is charged with 34 counts of falsifying documents, business records to cover up that $130,000 payment in total to Stormy Daniels made through Trump's then attorney, Michael Cohen, who's been convicted as well himself. By the way, Stormy Daniels' real name, Stephanie Clifford. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is prosecuting this case. Now, it's really important. The mainstream media is calling it the hush money trial. And I've had people comment below, which, by the way, love your comments. Go ahead and comment below. Click that like button as well. Have talked about the fact that this is an election interference case. But the basis of this charge, why the major media outlets are not wrong to call it the hush money case, is because the main underlying charge is the falsifying of records in the second degree, which is a misdemeanor. It's the additional charge that turns it into a felony if the person here, Donald Trump, is accused and convicted of falsifying business records with the intent to commit another crime or to aid or conceal a crime committed. And the upgrade makes it a Class E felony, New York's lowest level of felony. And again, he's indicted and charged with 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree. And I'm going to quote from when DA Bragg, this is a quote from DA Bragg when the indictment was announced. The people of the state of New York allege that Donald J. Trump repeatedly and fraudulently falsified New York business records to conceal crimes that hid damaging information from the voting public during the 2016 presidential election. Manhattan is home to the country's most significant business market. We cannot allow New York businesses to manipulate their records to cover up criminal conduct. As the statement of facts describes, the trail of money and lies exposes a pattern that, the people allege, violates one of New York's basic and fundamental business laws. As this office has done time and time again, we today uphold our solemn responsibility to ensure that everyone stands equal before the law. Also, according to the DA's office, court documents and statements made on the record in court. This has to do with previous trials, right? From August 15th to December 2017, Trump orchestrated his catch and kill scheme through a series of payments that he then concealed through months of false business entries. Again, according to the DA here. And the DA claims 12 days before the 2016 presidential general election, Michael Cohen, who they refer to as the special counsel, wired $130,000 to an attorney for an adult film actress we know to be Stormy Daniels. The special counsel, who has since pleaded guilty and served time in prison for making the illegal campaign contribution, made the payment through a shell corporation funded through a bank in Manhattan. So there is a lot of talk going on in the media about what to watch for in this trial. I just want to start by saying this. Michael Cohen is the weakest link here. There's another weak link. And I don't say that because I have any malice or negative intent toward Michael Cohen. He's convicted. He's been convicted of lying. That is called crimen falsi. He is automatically impeachable in the courts once you've already been convicted of a crime of fraud and lying under oath. These are problems for Michael Cohen. These are problems for the DA's office in bringing this prosecution forth. It doesn't mean I don't believe that Donald Trump did these things. It means that you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt in a criminal proceeding, which this is. Tomorrow, or today, depending on when you're watching this, April 15th, 2024, is jury selection, what we call voir dire. And one of the things I want to talk about with voir dire, this is the idea where a pool of jurors are brought in, and between the judge and the attorneys on both sides, they select the 12 jurors who are going to sit on this jury and a couple of alternates. And this is something that I haven't seen discussed much in the press that I hope will be useful to you. This is the process, voir dire, where the judge brings in the pool, sits them down, and there's really specific instructions that the judge provides to this pool. It includes, hey, this is people of New York versus Donald J. Trump. He's accused of these 34 counts, falsifying business records. There's going to be 12 of you who are selected, a couple of alternates. The jury is the trier of fact. You have to be able to listen objectively and fairly. If you can't do that, you're going to be removed from the jury. And the jury determines facts. The judge determines the law and rules on the law. These are things like what is admissible as evidence. And there might be motions in limine with the judge to say, hey, they're doing this. Judge rules that is an improper argument. The judge determines what the instructions are to the jury. These are the types of things the judge rules. The jury says, hey, this party's believable. This party's not believable. And then we're going to apply it against the elements of the crimes alleged and see if they fit. And if so, beyond a reasonable doubt, the judge will explain that as well, what that means to that jury, then you can convict. So this is a really important part of the process, the voir dire. I did see another commentator making note of the fact that there are things called peremptory strikes. And this is really important because New York Consolidated Laws, Criminal Procedure Law 270.25, talks about how many peremptory challenges. I think I saw somebody commenting that, oh, they're just going to knock out all the jurors who say they think Trump is guilty. That's not a good description of what's going to happen in the voir dire, because under 270.25, subsection C is what's going to apply here. 2C, excuse me. Each party must be allowed the following number of peremptory challenges. Subsection A, 20 if the highest crime charge is a Class A felony. This is not a Class A felony. 15 for the regular jurors if the highest crime charge is a Class B or Class C felony. This is not a Class B or Class C felony that Trump is being charged with. Subsection C, 10 for the regular jurors in all other cases, and 2 for each alternate juror to be selected. They only get 10 peremptory challenges. This means a no cause needed, that they can go, oh, you don't like Trump? You're out. Remember, there's cause, which means, hey, I've already predetermined I can't listen to the evidence fairly. No, I will not be a good juror. That's a for cause, and the judge will get rid of them. Possibly the attorney will, but more often than not, the judge will get rid of them for cause. So that means Trump's lawyers only get 10 peremptory challenges, no cause needed. However, and this gets even a little crazier, and I think this is something to stay focused on that'll come out of tomorrow and potentially Tuesday's proceedings to pick a jury. In criminal cases, they get 10 now, we determined under New York law, 10 peremptory challenges to remove jurors without cause. If that peremptory challenge is influenced by race, it violates the constitutional rights of both defendants and the improperly struck jurors and impairs the reputation and democratic function of the justice system as a whole. Now, why does this matter? Because in the old days, maybe it still happens today, but in the old days, if you're in the South and a white person was the defendant, that defense attorney would strike any black juror. And it was racist. And so the United States Supreme Court in 1986 in Batson v. Kentucky, the Supreme Court established a 3-step approach for assessing whether a party used a peremptory challenge for a discriminatory reason, and those are not allowed. So this is going to be really something interesting to watch if the defense goes down a path that could be considered racist. That's a whole nother aspect of this I haven't heard discussed at all in the rest of the media. But that's what Monday's proceedings are about, is seating, picking a jury, peremptory challenges. Some jurors are going to remove themselves. The judge is going to remove some jurors. Can they find a set of jurors? The other big thing that's going to happen on Monday that we're going to find out is Judge Merchan going to find that Donald Trump over the weekend prior to Monday, April 15th, violated his gag order, which the appeals court did not toss out, which did not delay the trial over the gag order, which I think was probably a proper gag order by Judge Merchan. Is he going to find that Donald Trump violated the gag order? And if yes, will he apply monetary sanctions against Donald Trump? Or will he go so far as to say, look, you're not stopping yourself at all. I'm going to hold you in jail during the proceedings of your trial. I don't think he's going to go the full jail route yet, but I do see it as highly likely that he'll start with some reasonably large sanctions in the monetary sense against Donald Trump, and then notify Trump that for each additional violation of the gag order, it's going to increase. I don't know if he's going to say in steps from 5,000 to 10,000 to 50,000. That's up to the judge to determine that. But I have to suspect that it's going to be sizable out of the gate because of the severity of what happens when Donald Trump violates the gag order. So what's the good out of this? Criminal trial underway, going to be done before Election Day. We'll know what comes of this. The bad, it's really just the jury selection that starts with this. There's a long way to go. This looks to be a 6-week or so trial. So you got to hang on to find out what's really going to happen with Donald J. Trump. So what's next? Literally, we're going to find out in the next day or two, maybe 3, who the jury is going to be. That happens first. That's what's happening next. Next, also, you're going to click that like button down below. You're going to smash the subscribe button to Really American Network here if you haven't already. You also want to comment. I love reading your comments, as you know. And you're going to want to share this video with your friends, your family, your frenemies. I so enjoy speaking with you. I am attorney Ethan Bearman. This is Really Legal on the Really American Network.